The British government has once again postponed its decision on the construction of China's proposed giant embassy complex at the Royal Mint Court, a short walk from the Tower of London. The new deadline is now the 20th of January, barely weeks before Sir Keir Starmer is expected to travel to Beijing on his first prime ministerial visit. That timing alone tells us how politically charged this decision has become. At one level, this is a straightforward planning case that has dragged on since 2020. Local residents object, human rights groups object, MPs across parties worry that such a vast installation sitting above critical fibre optic cables serving the City of London could give Beijing a strategic foothold in the capital. There are also concerns about a secure basement area dubbed a spy dungeon by campaigners that was redacted in planning documents for security reasons. For a country already under intense scrutiny for state-sponsored espionage, that hardly inspires confidence. On another level, this delay speaks to a deeper dilemma in British foreign policy. Ministers have now accepted intelligence advice from MI6 and MI5, who raised no formal objections once China agreed to consolidate its diplomatic staff into a single site and close their other buildings. For the Home Office and Foreign Office, that reduces the scale of China's presence rather than expanding it. Yet Steve Reed, responsible for the sign-off, must consider both national security and public trust in the integrity of the process. Critics argue that Labour is too eager to placate Beijing. The collapse of a high-profile espionage case earlier this year has already fueled suspicions that the government soft pedals on Chinese threats. They worry this embassy approval is being choreographed to make Starmer's visit to China run more smoothly. Human rights campaigners, from Hong Kong activists to Tibetan groups, see the embassy as a physical projection of authoritarian reach. They fear it will make it easier to monitor and intimidate dissidents living in the UK. Their protests in Tower Hamlets reflect a broader anxiety. Britain cannot be a safe haven if it builds the regime a larger watchtower in its own capital. Supporters of approval reply that China is an indispensable economic power, a force in technology and global trade, and Starmer's line has been that engagement should be driven by realism, not anxiety. To maintain dialogue, Britain must manage contact, not retreat from it. The political choice is stark. Reject the plans and invite a diplomatic confrontation with the world's second largest economy, approve them, and face accusations that Britain has surrendered its vigilance for commercial goodwill. This latest delay suggests that the government knows any decision now will define its China policy in the eyes of Parliament, the security establishment, and the public. A month's breathing space will not make the choice easier. It could, however, determine whether Britain looks cautious or sovereign, or cautious and deferential. Either way, the era when London was considered an open door for foreign influence without scrutiny has passed, and the Royal Mint Court site has become the place where that shift is being tested.